Welcome back to the Genesis Divers Ship Radio News Broadcast. Here at the GDSRN, we do what we can to keep our people informed of the recent events involving the Holy Faith of Genesis Prime, the Genesis Divers, and the citizens of the galaxy. Jerry, roll the intro. Earlier today, the High Council of the Holy Faith of Genesis Prime finished voting on the long-awaited peace accord between the CFS and the Genesis Divers, and after a drastic rewrite of terms to fully ensure the safety and prosperity of both parties, the CSF commander by the name of Cobalt agreed to the revised terms. The terms of the agreement were as follows. A mutual defense pact. The Genesis Divers and CFS both agreed to provide military support in the event of an external threat against either faction. This includes coordinated operations, resource sharing, and tactical collaboration. On operational integration, the Genesis Divers and CFS will both maintain full self-autonomy while working together and combat threats when necessary, with both groups maintaining full sovereignty from one another and working in a collaborative command discussion. Thirdly, resource and technology exchange. The CFS and Genesis Divers will collaborate on weapons development, supply chain logistics, and non-classified intelligence sharing to ensure both factions maintain a technological and logistical advantage in comparison to other factions in any potential conflicts. Fourthly, exclusive mining rights on Alifar 11. The Commonwealth of Free Systems grants the Genesis Divers access to 20 designated vein deposits of their choice on Alifar 11 for resource extraction and refinement. These deposits are to support Genesis Divers defense reconstruction measures and city rebuilding programs. A joint oversight committee will be established to collaborate on extraction protocols that ensure fair mining operations that are both reasonably beneficial to the Genesis Divers while not causing long-term harm to the CFS's territory world. Fifth, recognition of sovereignty. The CFS formally recognizes the Holy Faith of Genesis Prime as an independent allied force, retaining their leadership structure and full sovereignty while both factions work together within mutually agreed upon terms when working together on missions. And finally, a non-aggression pact. Both parties agree to avoid hostile interactions towards each other and attempt to discuss issues in a reasonable diplomatic manner unless the other party refuses to do the same. This revised version of the document was provided to CFS Commander Cobalt, and he agreed to the terms stated and signed the document along with one Admiral Dredge. The High Council also signed their version of this revised document with the signatures of the Void Entity, Angela, Genesis Priest, Maxtea 084, Sporks of Iron, and Conway 1. The High Council also voted on a measure that would permit the Genesis Divers to take control of the planet Parsh, just north of Genesis Prime, as at this time Genesis Diver territory is almost fully enclosed by other factions, leading to 2 of their 3 territory worlds being shared with other factions and as such impossible to guarantee control over in the foreseeable future. As such, the Council voted unanimously in favor of taking control of Parsh to ensure their people do not get blocked inside of other factions' territory and will have plenty of room to expand and gather resources as needed. This, of course, also adds back into the upcoming Project Otis from the Genesis Divers in what will be their final attempt to guarantee the safety and sovereignty of their people. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in to the GDSRN.